Three, two, one. Hey, it's Wild Josh from Geek-Cetera, and I'm joined by Chase.
Hello.
Kyle.
What's up?
And Ezra.
What up?
And with season 2 of The Mandalorian right around the corner, it's coming out October of 2020. Right now, it's midway through July. We thought we'd discuss season 2 and just what it might hold for us. So, let's get geeky. All right, so again, Star Wars, I can't wait. Anything Star Wars, that's just the way I am. I'm really looking forward to this. We know we've gotten rumors that Ahsoka is going to be in it. Captain Rex is going to be in it, played by Tamora Morrison. And then also, Tamora Morrison is going to be playing Boba Fett. I love that idea. I love all those ideas. So what am I hoping we get? Well, I'm hoping those all come true. I'm also hoping that we're going to get a name for the child, the yodeling, whatever you want to call it.
I'm good with the child.
Has said that there's a name. They've said that it has a name. I say it. Do we know if it's a boy or a girl? We don't even know.
The child.
The child has a name,
Yep.
according to Disney. So I want to find out what's that name is, so we can stop calling it the child, the yodeling, Yoda baby, whatever people want to call it.
I think it's a him, because now I'm trying to think. Cara Dune refers to him. She says he looks happy.
He looks okay. Yeah, he kind of. I mean, I kind of thought he was.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I kind of have one right here. So, I mean, I didn't really look, but I think he is. Yeah. And then, what else do I want? Well, I want this ragtag team. They weren't really like a crew in the first season. They kind of Cara Dune was in a couple episodes and Grief Karga was in a couple episodes. But now at the end of this, it seems like they're going to be a crew. I hope that's what it is. I want a crew. I want the bounty hunter, the Mando to have a crew, and it consists of Cara Dune, Grief Karga, the child, Mando, maybe someone else they pick up along the way in season 2. I think that would be kind of cool. Maybe Boba Fett. Nah, it's not going to be Boba Fett. But anyways, so that's what I'm hoping for season 2. And I know that it sounds like John Favreau is already writing season 3. So
Good.
Season 3 is already going to happen. So I don't know. I'm just really excited. I love the stories of season 1. I'm looking forward to season 2. So Kyle, what about you?
I like The Mandalorian. I don't love it the way you do. But of the cameos and tie-ins that are teased, I really only care about the Ahsoka live action. I really like that character. I'm looking forward to, if the rumors are true, a spin-off series for her. So I'm really interested in how they do her, and seeing what really goes in there. But I hope it's an episode or 2 at the max, and they don't do a ton with really any of the people that they say that they're going to spoof. I hope it sticks with the original cast, the original storylines, and not trying to get too deep into the fan service stuff. I will be watching with interest how they do the Osnian species. That's what I call the child species. That's on Reddit. That was a suggested name for his species if they name it. Hey, baby, come on. You want to come in and be on the podcast?
You have your own little Osnian right there.
I have my own little Osnian. Are you running away now? Okay. What are you doing?
Camera shy.
Okay. The Osnian species. So I'm interested in how they peeled back the curtain, but I hope they don't go too far. If they find the planet, great. If they drop him off and that's kind of the end of the child's story without naming him, that's fine with me too. There has to be some mystery. You can't give all the answers. You can't fill in the whole story, because mystery is intriguing and it leaves people wanting more. And sometimes you got to do that. And unfortunately, that's something they have to do with characters that have died, like Boba Fett. Can't keep doing this thing where you're bringing people back from the dead like the Emperor and Darth Maul. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Boba Fett's dead. they made the choice to kill him off. It was a dumb choice, but they did that. People die, and mysteries happen.
I've
That's where
definitely,
I'm at.
I've
never
definitely
been dead in any of
changed.
them.
I definitely changed my opinion on that because when they first announced that they were doing a Mandalorian series, I was like, "Yay, give me Boba Fett!" And since we got Din Djarin instead, I'm kind of like, I'm glad that they didn't go back to Boba Fett. This story would not be the same if it was Boba Fett. Um, and when they said that they were gonna bring him in, I kind of didn't like that because I don't want Boba Fett in, even if he's only in one episode like Kyle wants him, which I agree. I don't want him to overshadow any of the characters that we already have. I don't think that he should be more important than Cara Dune, even Doom, whatever.
Oh, Chase, you're funny because you cried the whole first season for Boba Fett.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. I changed my. I'm not allowed to change my mind now. That's rough to pin me to stuff I said when I was young and immature.
Vanth, what's his name? Vanth Cobb, playing by Timothy Olyphant.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at like the backstory of Vanth Cobb, he was this like sheriff of this town that had Boba Fett's like lookalike armor. And I just think that'd be kind of cool if they tried to like, maybe it's like a story arc where Boba Fett is trying to find his armor, get his armor. Maybe Vanth Cobb actually has his armor, and there's some kind of confrontation between like this Boba Fett wannabe and like the real Boba Fett. I don't know. That kind of could be a really cool story.
The fan service they've done with Boba Fett has been terrible. Like, Jango is cool, but Boba Fett as a kid in Star Wars Episode 2, when they tried to bring him back, it didn't work out. They tried to do it in Clone Wars, and he was kind of just like an angry kid. Mm-hmm. The time to try to bring Boba Fett back is before he's dead. Like, Solo would have been a great time to have Boba Fett as a foil, or even in the Rebels series, right, where Boba Fett's older and he's able to be cool. But
I do
it just
like,
doesn't fit here.
I really like
he's
that idea.
He's not a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
so this is,
we have that.
I'm just spitballing, but I have a counter argument. So what if I could say that he could come back and he wouldn't overshadow any other character?
Okay.
So
let's hear it. I'm intrigued.
I have an idea. So what if he comes back and he tries to like insert himself into the Mandalorian like culture, right? But like he's not a real Mandalorian, right? So like he has to die. Someone has to kill him, and Din Djarin like kills him.
I'm thinking the way that
Boba Fett to die.
If you put a Kickstarter up for that episode, I will donate.
I've decided how I want
Why
my
do you
Boba
want
Fett.
Boba Fett dead? So cool.
What I want
because
from
he's overrated at this point.
So here's what I want from my Boba Fett. I decided when Kyle was saying,
Boba Fett is listening and he does not like what he hears.
But that's the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. That's not that. What you have right there is a frozen moment when Boba Fett was truly awesome. But you open up the canon to where they've done more with him, and it's gotten worse. Like Phasma.
I want my Boba Fett in a book or a comic now, and I want it to be.
Can't.
Hold on, no, Josh, shut up. let me finish.
Boba Fett's a Captain Phasma, and I am offended.
I'm fine with that. I want it in a book or a comic. When Kyle said, you wanted him, that if he could have been anywhere, it should have been in like Solo. It gives me all kinds of ideas, because what if Boba Fett and Solo, Boba Fett is either how Solo got onto Jabba's crew or something. Those two have a history, which is kind of why Boba Fett knows to throw himself out with the trash when the Millennium Falcon disappears behind the Star Destroyer. So he has this history with Han Solo. He knows how to track him down, and maybe he's tracking down his friend, and he's like, it's a job. It gets me paid. Sucks to be Han Solo.
I think that the reason that Kyle and maybe other people might think that Boba Fett is overrated at this point is because we have so much Mandalorian content right now. Like, if you think about like when episode 6 came out, or episode 5, and like Boba Fett, he was like the only Mandalorian we knew of, and he was like wicked cool. He was basically like the gateway drug to Mandalorians. He got us hooked on Mandalorians, and then we were pulled along for the rest of the ride.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, let's face it. He was the best part of the Christmas special.
What do you mean? Lumpy wasn't?
Definitely not.
Yeah, he probably was the best part when he was whipping that dino with his rifle. But yeah, I like Ezra. That now Ezra's got my wheels spinning about where Boba Fett could come in, and I like this idea of him trying, like, he's got nothing left now. He's an old bounty hunter, right? And him trying to like go back to the Mandalorian order and be like, I'm a Mandalorian, but he's not really a Mandalorian. Unless, can he get adopted late? I mean, I think the Mandalorians are kind of like, there's not many of them, so can they really, like, beggars really be choosers at this point? So maybe they're like, yeah, you get your Beskar armor and you can join, and then he's gonna go get his Beskar armor from this guy who's got it, Vanth Cobb, and I don't know.
It's funny because when I suggested,
I was gonna say, it sounds like it's focusing too heavy on Boba Fett and something that we don't
Yeah,
want,
you're
because
probably
we
right.
want Mando. We don't want the old dried up non-Mando.
And
think
what
if you
happened
brought
to
him-
This Is the Way?
He's probably gonna have like a 2-second cameo, and we're all like reading into it way too much.
No,
We're
I know,
giving
but
it more thought than the
let's say
writers.
He came back and wanted to be a Mandalorian, like you said, right? They're low on numbers, but you get in season 1 that it's a very storied and seasoned culture. They're not gonna take him. They can't break the fourth wall and know how popular he is a long time in the future in a galaxy far away.
What do you mean? He's Boba Fett. Everyone knows who Boba Fett is. I'm guessing even if you're a man, everyone knows.
But
Jango Boba Fett.
does everyone know who Boba Fett is? I mean, again, Kyle, like Kyle said, we all know who Boba Fett
Han
is.
knows. Boba Fett. Where's Boba Fett?
Yeah, because Han's had run-ins before with him.
Everyone knows
episode
Boba Fett. He's the
5.
most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Is he?
Well, he
Do
was.
we have,
I mean, at this
proof of
time,
that?
Mercurial Swift is probably the most feared.
Who? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Mercurial Swift.
Yeah, I'm just talking about this timeline, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's even before his time. Maybe the Mando is the most feared.
I just like when I
he's probably the most
suggested this-
wanted at this point, but I don't know if he's the most feared.
When I suggested this, Kyle made a face, and I couldn't tell if he like loved that idea or hated it. I thought he hated it.
It was like he's going to the bathroom face.
Yeah, it was actually. It was that exact. Oh, so the other thing I was curious about is, Kyle, do you not like Rex as a character? Because you'd said like you were excited for the Ahsoka bit because you really liked Ahsoka as a character. Did you not like Rex, or did you not even care for their friendship together? Because I thought that was a big part of the Clone Wars, and
I like
especially
Rex.
this last season.
I like Rex. I'm really disappointed. So this is kind of a sidebar thing, but when we were watching the final episode of Clone Wars together on Discord, there was a point where like they're having this moment and she takes off his helmet, and for whatever reason my internet was off, so I was not in the same room as you guys, but I had yelled "kiss him" and I was so excited, but nobody heard me.
That's a little weird.
I think I must have heard you like inside my own head saying "now kiss," because that definitely like as soon as you start telling that story, I'm like, oh, is he gonna say that like, he was trying to?
I was gonna say for a second, that's weird because he's a lot older than her, but I actually think it's the other way around.
He's a lot younger.
Technically speaking. But he has what do they have, enhanced growth, so like grow older like faster.
Yeah.
Banjo button.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm glad there was no kissing in that. I think that Ahsoka and Rex are together. When we get them in The Mandalorian, I would be surprised if they weren't together. Not maybe in a relationship, but like just working together in some kind of aspect. Yeah,
I can see that, right? Because I mean, his career as a rebel is over.
Yeah.
I do like Rex, and I just said Ahsoka because she's just my favorite, right? Like I don't have anything against Rex.
Even
But-
over Anakin / Vader, I think we've seen Ahsoka develop more as a character than any other character in Star Wars.
In all of Star Wars, I think my favorite character is Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's funny because when
Because she was
when-
everyone's least.
I hated her so much because
At the beginning, really?
it introduced a plot hole.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
like my 13-year-old brain could not how
where
can the writers make a plot hole? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like maybe I was 14 or 15. I don't remember. But anyway,
Yeah.
it like that didn't make any sense to me, and
Mhm.
because he wasn't granted the rank of master, so how could he have
Yeah,
that
right.
doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the point is,
You make a good point.
I even despite that, she's I think my favorite character. She's grown so much throughout the entirety of Star Wars. Her character's been developed more than anybody's character in Star Wars, I think.
Like I say,
Ever.
even more than Anakin,
So I don't
she
know.
has been developed.
All right.
I mean,
so
I
you
think
spoke-
Anakin's
sorry.
character was.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Ezra's-
Anakin's character was developed a lot, but he went from basically an angsty kid to an angsty teenager to like an angsty adult.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
he
And
was-
had like
he was
4
good at the
seconds
be-
of redemption at the end.
Yeah, and even during like the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars, right? He went from like
Hmm.
kind of just being like a jerk, like he knows how super powerful he is and thinks he's way better than all the rest of the Jedi, and
Yeah.
just like
I do like that in the last. I know we're way off topic, but in those last few episodes, that last season of the Clone Wars, we saw Anakin transition from who he was as Clone Wars Anakin, where he was the poster boy of the Republic, to Star Wars Episode 3 Anakin, where he is, full of himself.
Hmm.
Because like in the
Yeah.
early seasons of the Clone Wars, he really is. He's got this great relationship with Obi-Wan. He doesn't complain as much as he should for being Anakin.
Yeah.
He does think highly of himself, but it's not like he's full of himself. But
And
then I
I
think in
think
those
they
last few
need-
episodes where you see him be like the relentless murderer, where he
Right.
showed no mercy to the Separatists.
I think they needed that too, because like especially in episode 4 where Obi-Wan says your father was like a great friend and a great pilot and whatever. Like, where do we see that anywhere in the movies? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Except for, you were my
Yeah.
brother, Anakin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I Clone Wars does so much to like emphasize their
Oh, yeah.
relationship and how
Mhm.
they were like brothers, but
Yeah.
So I'm really glad we got that in the last 3 episodes.
Yes.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing though. That I mean, did we really need to see? All right, this is like a whole different topic, but do we really need to see Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship in the Clone Wars during the same time that we were already seeing what was going on in episode 3? Like what would develop? The same thing that we saw in
Yeah.
episode 3. We really didn't need to see their relationship. We've already seen it in the movie.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least, at
Do you think-
least, at
Well, they
least,
didn't dwell on it a lot.
at least let us have some more. Like, if Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are talking, let's have some dialogue so Ahsoka can get like Anakin's mind on things.
Yeah.
Those last couple.
There was like a sense of that, but it's like she really didn't know what was going on, which
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
and
so
We're diving into a way different
Yeah.
topic than we were starting with.
we're
Yeah.
talking about the
Back,
Mandalorian.
back to Mando
A
season
whole
2.
separate topic for another day.
Well, do you know why we're talking? Do you know why we're talking about this?
Yeah,
It's because Mandalorian season 2 has so much fan service and extra things coming into it that we're going to talk about other properties rather than the original stories of the Mandalorian. Because what are you excited for? Well, I guess 2 out of the 3 things are original stuff.
No, you're right. And they pulled like a complete Rise of Skywalker on this, and everyone. I mean, from the beginning of these announcements, everyone was saying that because like, what did they do with Rise of Skywalker? They were like, okay, we don't have anything for this one, but there's Palpatine and
Lando
and yeah, and it's like okay, great.
And
So
they-
we get
chucked another Han Solo
We-
in there, and
yeah.
I actually like that scene. I thought that was pretty cool.
Which one?
when
The Han Solo scene.
when Kylo saw his father.
Yeah, I did like that.
I like the story, the way it had been,
Yeah.
which they cut out, which is Leia gave her life to like make that happen. That was a cool concept. Like she reached out with the Force, used the Force to like project Han talking to his dad, but it took so much that it killed her to do. That is a cooler idea than just she like kind of dies. But,
Yeah, and way cooler than Supermaning her way back onto the ship in episode 8.
Way cooler.
yeah.
Sorry, but you're right. We
So-
have talked too much about this.
My point was with this season, it just seemed like, okay, we've got something good here, so let's not screw it up. Let's add what they like things we've already done. Let's do that, and that's
Yeah.
what they did.
And maybe they will. We could get Ahsoka, Rex, and Boba in like a
Darth
tiny
Maul.
little cameo. We see them for like a second, set up for something else. Maybe they have plans for Ahsoka and Rex somewhere else, and they just want to kind of like do a little fan service, and we really don't get much of it at all.
I just
Disney
think
is
like,
not
the
beyond
reason-
advertising in their own stuff. So if they are advertising for just the Ahsoka live action and that's it, that's fine.
Yeah, I just think that the Vanth Cobb thing, which you hire an actor like Timothy Olyphant to play, that there's gonna have some kind of tie-in to Boba Fett with that character.
Or at least the Aftermath series.
Yeah.
I think the reason like we really liked The Mandalorian so much was because it was refreshing. It was different. It wasn't the same old Star Wars that we were getting. And like I said in the last episode too, that's what I'm excited for the High Republic era, is like something different, not what we have already. So like for them to put all the like tie-ins, it's like you're actually doing the fans a disservice at this point. Anyway. So that's what I have to say on that.
All right, Chase, you want to finish this up? Do you have anything else you wanted to add about Mandalorian season 2?
We've kind of all covered the stuff for Mando season 2. I wish they had obviously released it, for during quarantine times.
Yeah, that would have been great, but it
Would've
might
been-
be quarantine
would've been
times then.
We'll still be in quarantine, but
Yeah.
no, I'm just excited to see season 2. I hope that, kind of like Kyle said, I don't want this series to have to be renamed to The Mandalorian and the Child. So I think wrapping up the
You've
child's
been a child
arc,
hater since the beginning.
I don't like Baby Yoda. I did like the surprise of it being the whatever Osnian species I guess we'll go with for now. The internet's just gonna make that happen. But yeah, I didn't like that kind of became the focus of the show called The Mandalorian. Like, I think it distracted a little bit too much.
So.
Which, yeah, and it's great, but that, and I guess the other thing that I don't even know how we've managed to go 20 minutes without talking about it, Dark Saber.
Oh.
We ended that episode with a
That's
great
true.
reveal
That
of
could be a
Moff
whole thing on
Gideon
its
and the
own, but
Dark
let's get
Saber.
into it now.
And we
Giancarlo
haven't even talked. Are we going to
Esposito
see?
has been hinting that his character, Moff Gideon, is can use the Force.
I don't like that, so I'm going to stop that. But do we get
Wait a
to
second.
see
What were you
how?
saying, Keith?
I was going to say.
I do like that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
Okay.
interrupt again.
No,
But
that's
like,
fine.
what are them? There was a whole Mandalorian Jedi war. Mandalorians are
Yes.
literally trained to kill Force sensitives. So give
Yes.
them a Force sensitive to kill. I mean, that sounded really dark,
That-
but you know what I mean.
No, I
Like,
do.
that needs to be the
I do.
villain. That needs to be a Force sensitive.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so I see the Mando get basically just bullets. That was what they used in Legends, is they would use bullets because when you would try and deflect it with the lightsaber, it would fragment and you would still get shot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, are we gonna get to see the time when Moff Gideon, fought Bo-Katan and acquired this Darksaber, or are we gonna see Bo-Katan at all in this season? Because maybe she just fled the scene and he stole the Darksaber, but she made it out alive.
I wonder
just
how
make
much
this-
we'll get
Did I
answered,
just-
Yeah,
because they're
my,
putting so much in there that it's like, is it possible that they can tie up all these loose ends before, like something's gonna have to get carried over to season 3.
Yeah.
Something's not gonna get finished, whether it's the child stuff with the child or stuff with Darksaber, or I can't imagine they're gonna wrap all that up in season 2, but maybe they do. And then
Maybe.
add Boba Fett and Ahsoka and Rex and Cobb Vanth and all this stuff. Like, Wow,
Yeah,
there's
so
gonna be a
now
lot
this is
going
all
on.
coming back to me what I was actually excited about for season 2.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, because
Chase, you made us all remember.
I
You made
know.
us all
Well, I
remember
don't know
because
how we made
what-
it 20 minutes without talking about the Darksaber. Like that
You're
kind of
right.
shocked me.
well, because like
Yeah.
all of the other crap that Disney put on top of it, like
Yeah.
overshadows what actually was good about the show. And like, so I don't remember if I had just read this or if I literally just popped in my brain like Katie Sackhoff should definitely play Bo-Katan in
I remember you talking about that a lot after.
because she
finale.
does the live action, so she should just play Bo-Katan and give us like a backstory scene of when they fought and
Mhm.
killed her.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe we'll get a
Hey.
flashback.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't want to
Chase,
take up too much time on the Darksaber, but that was
Okay.
just my thoughts on it. That was the
Darksaber,
big
yeah.
thing that we left off season 1 with. That was how we ended the season. So whether they're gonna start up season 2 with that arc or whether they're gonna kind of feed us piece by piece of that story, like throughout the season, so that way we're only getting this much of the story at a time, so that way we have to puzzle it together ourselves. I don't know, something like that I thought is going to be really something I look forward to, because
Yeah.
Darksaber is really cool. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. I think that's everything.
I think so.
I don't have no idea what Kyle's been working on over there. His Darksaber, I think.
You guys completely missed that. My microphone fell over at the like
I did see
slowest
it like
pace
drop,
ever.
but
drop, and then I was watching it where it was hung on, and I was waiting for it to drop. And it did. So I've been trying to fix that.
Whoopsie.
But all right. So, what are you hoping to see with the Mandalorian season 2? Let us know in the comments below. We know you have an opinion. Thanks for watching this episode, and may the Force be with you.
This is the way.
this is the way.
I have spoken. This is the way I've spoken.